Hey besties! Welcome or welcome back to my channel if you're new here. My name is Amanda. As you can tell, we are now in the new place, which is very exciting. However, moving was a literal nightmare. I can't wait to show you exactly what happened. After you see everything that happened, I'm going to pop in at the end of this video as well and just kind of walk you through exactly what happened, because I did vlog it while it was happening, but there are a lot of details that got left out. Anyways, let's rewind a couple of weeks so that you can see what the old apartment looked like right before we moved and what the new apartment looked like right before we moved. And then I will also show you what it looks like currently, which, just so you're aware, is clearly still a mess. If you guys have ever moved, you will know that it just takes a long time to get settled. Anyways, without further ado, here's the moving vlog. So I know I look really rough. It's been a rough morning. Just to update you real quick, we got maybe 3.5 hours of sleep. Woke up at like 7:30 this morning, immediately took a shower, took a walk, felt like absolute death. The movers got here around 9:30, which was a really perfect time, but they walked in and said, "Oh, you have 3 glass cases, 2 TVs, all this stuff needs to be wrapped. It's going to be like an extra $600. What? And also, mind you, I had a really bad feeling a couple of weeks ago about not everything being included in our moving estimate. And I spoke to the owner of this company, who reassured me that everything was included. after a mental breakdown and some crying and some freaking the fuck out, thankfully, Ace handled the movers and getting all this figured out, because I just absolutely shut down and started immediately sobbing. We got it worked out where the movers are going to come back tomorrow, and we are going to go buy our own materials to wrap the TVs, to wrap the glass cases. We're going to move some stuff ourselves to save on some time and go from there. That is where we're at today. Moving is not fun, guys. It is really, really not fun. If I have to move ever again, it'll be too soon. Morning. It is Sunday. It's a new day. Yesterday was quite terrible. So hopefully today we are on a better path forward. I don't know if I mentioned this yesterday, so I'll say it now, but I am very grateful that we actually didn't move yesterday, because we were both running on 3 hours of sleep. We still had things to do that we didn't have time to do yesterday. Having all of yesterday, though frustrating, gave us a lot of time that we actually needed to be able to get things done. So I'm going to show you guys kind of like the final walkthrough real quick. The movers will be here in about an hour. We are just going to spend some time taking some like loose miscellaneous stuff that's not fully packed and go pack it into our cars. And yeah, so right now the closet is full of our clothes. I am currently taking apart the bed and all of that. Bathroom is basically completely cleared out and also echoey because of thing being in there. I mean, it's still a mess, but definitely like more organized, so that's good. Ruby's over there very stressed about what is going on. This is the gigantic bubble wrap we had to buy yesterday to be able to wrap our TVs in these glass cases that we have. It is definitely going to be a process, but yeah, thankfully, hopefully we have 3 people today and it'll be all good. Miss Ruby has no idea what's going on. So they took my beds. Angies. It is now 1:47 and our movers stated about an hour ago that their truck broke and they needed to go get a U-Haul, and they were supposed to be here by 1:30 at the latest. Are you so scared? Like, what do they do with our stuff? movers are about to be here. We literally just got here. It is pitch black outside because it is now 8:30 p.m. and I don't want to fucking talk about it. It will be fine. It will be fine. But it will be fine, right? So, it's now 12:10 a.m. I'm at Wawa because in addition to the movers taking literally twice as long as I was quoted, which means it was twice as expensive as I was quoted. So God bless my parents for paying for this, but I feel like the biggest asshole in the world and the biggest burden for making them do this. Anyways, on top of all of that, we have no running water until tomorrow because the condo complex that we live at requires the water to be turned off when the unit is going to be vacant for more than 3 days. We got it turned back on last weekend and I assumed it was going to stay on, and it wasn't. And because of the shitty food we've been eating the last couple of days, because we haven't had any food in the house, we haven't had pots and pans, especially because we were supposed to move yesterday. We really didn't have access to a lot of stuff. Our body's not reacting very well, and running water would be super cool. So I have literally been violently sobbing in the car for literally, I shit you not, 2.5 hours, and only stopped in the middle to go get something to eat. And it just took me like 20 minutes to calm down enough to be able to go inside Wawa to poop. Really not a great start to this new adventure, but thankfully I have my partner who's the biggest blessing in the world. God bless him dealing with my fucking crazy ass. And he just came up here to buy water for me so that I didn't have to face the humans on the inside being like this. So yeah, once we get everything like set up and stuff in the apartment and it looks decent, I'll insert a clip at the end and probably give you guys some final thoughts and try and have a different perspective on things than I do right now. But right now I'm crumbling because this has been the worst and longest weekend of my life. That's not true. There's definitely been worse weekends, but that's pretty fucking bad. Bed. Are you showing the people your bed? You're so cute. Okay, so now that you guys saw what happened? Let me give you some more details as well. So we were supposed to move on a Saturday. As you heard me say in this video, that did not go as planned. However, what I didn't mention was that when they showed up that morning and also told us like, hey, it's gonna be an extra $600 for us to move the stuff that we didn't tell you needed extra packaging materials, we only had 2 people instead of 3. And no one called us ahead of time to say, hey, one of the dudes that was supposed to help you move called in and it's gonna take twice as long. Is that okay? Literally nobody checked with us. They just showed up. It was a nightmare from the start. And as you saw, it continued to be a nightmare. However, I will restate that I was very grateful that we didn't end up moving on Saturday for so many reasons. First of all, we were not prepared. We were not prepared the way we thought we were. We weren't mentally prepared because of the lack of sleep that we had the night before. And on top of that, when we got here Sunday night, we had no running water. So had we gotten here Saturday night, we would have had to go an entire day and a half with no running water, and I would have lost my shit more than I did. So all of that is to say, sometimes really, really, really bad situations can end up being a blessing in disguise. And that's exactly what this was for that reason, as well as I mentioned that the moving ended up costing twice as much as it was supposed to. But because of how awful that situation was and how it was messed up from the mover side, the person who gave us our original estimate basically did it wrong and should have estimated a time closer to what it actually ended up being. So because of that and all the other problems that we had, as well as me leaving the company a 1-star review, the owner got back in touch with us and essentially paid us to shut the fuck up and paid me to remove my review. Yeah. In any case, that gave us more money to be able to recoup from this move, which was very nice. Though it would have been a better scenario for that shit not to have happened at all, it ended up working out in the end for us, at least. I mean, the moving company can get fucked. But so that's what's happened. It is now about 6 weeks later. Like I mentioned, things are not 100% set up the way that we want them to be, but we are getting there and we are happy, and that's all that matters. One issue I am having though is I don't have a good place to film right now, because right now I'm sitting in front of all of our beautiful windows and it's decent, but obviously this is not my ideal background. And also every single time I go to film, it rains. It rains. It is literally so cloudy and gloomy outside the second I want to film. The bedroom, which has my normal big bookshelf in it, has the worst lighting of literally the entire apartment. I mean, this is what it would look like if I filmed over here. Horrible. Additionally, and this is the mess area that I was talking about. This is eventually going to be my library room, but it also has some of the worst lighting in the entire apartment. So it'll be fine once this area is cleared out and I have my ring light. It'll be fine, but it's not right now. It's stressing me out. The amount of times, because I've had this weekend to myself, the amount of times that I tried to film yesterday, I just can't care anymore. I just can't care anymore. Y'all are really just gonna have to deal with my background being a little funky for a while. I'm going to have to realize that it's not that deep and it'll be okay eventually. I do want to share something exciting with you guys though. So over there where my library room is going to be, we have organized it in a way that we had to. So here's the thing. So we've got this little shelf over here, and then that tall shelf, but there's that's kind of a big wall. So that looks horrible. And then I just have these 2 shelves, which now look incredibly short compared to the height of the ceiling. Also, you can see there's a light switch in there for that light that we ended up taking down. So now we no longer need the light switch, which is awesome because that means these can be close together. But Ace and I got to talking about it after I got my book set up, and we were like, we hate this. This is fucking horrible. It looks atrocious. The bookshelves are too short. They don't look good because they're black. We just literally hate everything about it. So we do thankfully have some money left over from getting our deposit back. God bless my old landlord for giving us our deposit back. We are going to use that extra money, at least some of it, to reinvest in me getting new bookshelves. It's not really an investment. It's just something that I want, but he wants it to look nice. And that means I get to have new bookshelves. And I'm so excited because first of all, they're going to be white. Secondly, I'm gonna have probably twice as much bookshelf room as I do now, which is amazing because right now at the moment, I have, like, in the bedroom is all of my romance books. In the black bookcases in the living room, those are all fantasy books or romantasy. However, I don't have any place to put my nonfiction, my literary fiction, any of that. The romance bookshelf is overflowing. And on top of that, I just bought maybe like 40 books. So needless to say, I'm running out of space. I was already running out of space. Now I'm really running out of space. And I don't have anywhere to put like decorations on my bookshelf. Like looking back at my bookshelf tour before we moved, yeah, hated it. And then I started seeing everybody else's bookshelf tour and I was like, I've been doing the bookshelf thing wrong. Like I don't have books displayed, I don't have decorations, I don't have any of that. And that is really because I don't have any space. So needless to say, I'm very excited that we are going to be getting new bookshelves. However, it is going to be probably about a month at least before we get those bookshelves because of some other things that have happened financially. I just need to make sure that we're going to be able to have that extra money. So I need to wait about a month in order to do that. So this is a situation as it stands right now. Like I said, we are happy that we made this move. It has been amazing being able to change spaces, being able to get comfortable here. Obviously, there are, minor things that have upset us or frustrated us or whatever, but I knew coming into this that that was inevitable. You are never going to have a perfect situation, period, even if you spend $10,000 moving. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this vlog. I hope that you enjoyed seeing our journey. I am so sorry that I was an absolute mess the night that we moved. That was just literally like one of the most overwhelming days I've ever had in my life. Thank you for watching. Thank you for spending your time with me. If you like this video, please consider liking it and subscribing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.